Hi, Adams. Happy Thursday. For social studies today, we are going to talk about the judicial branch. So, again, who are they? Who is the judicial branch? They make sure that our country's laws are following the Constitution. So, whenever a new law is passed, whenever someone is unsure whether a law follows our rules or not, they need to make sure that it follows the Constitution. That's what it all comes down to. And this branch is made up of the Supreme Court and then 13 other federal courts. And the person that rules over these court cases is called a judge. So the Supreme Court is the highest court in our country, and it has 9 judges, and they're called justices. And the Chief Justice is the leader of the Supreme Court. And currently, John Roberts is the Chief Justice, and that is a picture of him there. The president actually appoints these judges. So if there is an empty space in the Supreme Court, the president chooses who he or she would like to put in there. And then that person also must be approved by Senate. And it's very important that somebody with good character is chosen for the Supreme Court because they serve for life. So this is really a position that they look really closely at people. They make sure that they are great judges, they are great people, and that they will follow the law. So again, the president chooses them, but they must be approved by Senate. So if Senate does not approve them, the president must choose someone else. This is the building that these cases will take place in, and it's called the Supreme Court building. And I know that all these buildings look very similar with the white and the big pillars, but I promise they are different buildings. The highest court. So the Supreme Court, which is the highest court in our government, the highest up you can go to get a court case, they themselves decide which cases they take. They get lots and lots of requests to take different cases. But they can't take them all, so they have to decide which ones to take. And they're usually about whether or not a law follows the Constitution. So they have to decide if something follows the Constitution or if it is unconstitutional, and that means that it doesn't follow the Constitution. And the Supreme Court decisions are very important because they affect a lot of people. Whatever they rule, that's going to be the case for anything else that deals with that matter. So it's very important that these cases are taken seriously because they affect anyone else that will deal with that problem in the future. Here's a picture of our current Supreme Court. And I just wanted to highlight a couple important justices in history. So this is Thurgood Marshall, and he was our first Black Supreme Court justice. This is Sandra Day O'Connor, and she was the first woman that was a Supreme Court justice. And then down here, this is Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She is still a Supreme Court justice. She is 87 years old, and she has been an amazing fighter for equal rights. She's been very vocal about women's rights, about Black rights, about making sure that everyone is treated equally. So I just wanted to highlight those 3 important people. Okay, so your questions. Number 1, hang on a sec. All right, what is the judicial branch's job? So what is their responsibility? What do they have to do? 2, how many other federal courts are there? So besides the Supreme Court, how many other federal courts are there? Number 3, what is a justice? Number 4, who is the leader of the Supreme Court? What is their title? Number 5, who chooses the Supreme Court justices? Number 6, how long do Supreme Court justices serve? Excuse me. Number 7, true or false, the Supreme Court picks which cases they will take. Number 8, true or false, Supreme Court cases only affect the people that are at the case. And number 9, name one important Supreme Court justice and explain what they are famous for. Again, use these slides. Every single answer is in those slides, and reach out for help if you are struggling. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we will see you tomorrow. Goodbye, Adams. Stay safe.